How's it going, guys? I'm coming at you guys with a really brief review and maybe some information that can help some people out with the Sony A6300. I am not a professional. I'm not paid nor sponsored by Sony. I wish, but I'm not. It would be awesome. But when I bought this camera about a month ago, I was looking to get out of the cell phone photography type shooting, because that's what I've been doing, using LG G6s, LG V10s, the Note 8, stuff like that. And I do a really good job, especially when it comes to post, meaning editing and stuff like that. But I wanted a device that could allow me to get a great picture first, and then allow me to do edits at the end and get an even more outstanding rendering of whatever it is that I photoed that day. So this camera ticked a lot of boxes. It has a lot of focus points. It's extremely lightweight. It was pretty affordable, and I heard a lot of good things about it, and there was tons of information here on YouTube about it. And that meant that it would kind of remove some of the learning curve for me. Whenever there's other people talking about something so heavily, it's good for you, because now you can sit there and utilize their experiences and their information. So it really seemed ideal for me to get this camera. And so I did. I bought it along with two other lenses, what they call kit lenses. And for me, I'm not a fan of them. They don't work for the photography that I like to do. I like to get sharpness on the eyes and the face and stuff of that nature, and good separation between the face and the ear, the jawline and the ear. I like to have that definition, and those lenses just didn't quite do it. So I went out and bought my first lens, which was a nifty 50. Phenomenal, excellent purchase, $400 purchase, excellent. Bought it from Best Buy, and Best Buy allows you to try on the lenses under your camera while you're there, or under one of their cameras that they have on display. So I was really able to get a good idea, even before getting home, what I was getting myself into. So that was a huge kudos. And then yesterday, I went out and bought my second and probably my most favorite portrait lens now, the FE 1.8 by 85 millimeter. There are two versions of this lens, a G series, and then the more recent one here, made by Sony. The G series has, I think, like 1.4, and it's an 85 millimeter. This is 1.8, but it's phenomenal. Basically, it just tells you how much light it allows in. It's a huge piece of glass, so you get a lot of light in, especially here on these crop sensors, like Sony has. If you're gonna buy one of these cameras, don't think you're gonna get, like a DSLR type thing. You're gonna get a cropped image when you take a picture. And for anybody who's kind of like, what's that? What's the crop image? For example, if this is the size of the picture you're gonna take, okay, after you take the picture, it's gonna look more like this. Okay, so you went from here and it kind of cropped it in. Okay, because the sensor isn't a 35 millimeter sensor. It isn't the full size sensor that you're going to get with like a full frame DSLR camera. But you also pay for that too most times. It's pretty costly to get like a super good DSLR camera, and it's just something that I didn't necessarily find as a necessity. I could live with the cropped image, because if I'm doing portrait shoots, normally I'm getting in on the face anyway. So having that little bit of zoom, because whenever you crop something, it almost looks a little bigger. Once you go from here, it looks bigger now. So I kind of get that effect. It's like that zoom effect. So I didn't really mind having a crop sensor in my camera. So that's why I got the Sony A6300. And I would have went with the A6500, which has internal stabilization or something like that. But to be honest with you, I didn't have enough experience with a camera like this, so I didn't want to go spend the coin and then end up not even liking what I had. But I will say that I love the A6300. I won't be buying the A6500 because to me they're still very similar in features. If they come out with like a A7000 or something like that, I'll probably buy that though, depending on, you know, the price and stuff of that nature. But I am super happy with this camera. It is super awesome. I was having some doubts at first, but buying the new lenses and then going in and tweaking the settings according to my preferences. I listened to a lot of videos on YouTube, and a lot of people had their different ways of setting up the camera and stuff like that. And some of it was really informative, and I left some of that there. And I incorporated some other people's and then other people's. But at the end of the day, it came down to my personal preference. So if you're going to buy this camera, make sure you keep in mind that at the end of the day, it's really going to come down to what you like, how you feel about it, okay? Don't spend a whole lot of time, you know, beating yourself up because the picture isn't coming out like you thought it would right away. Or, you know, maybe people aren't giving you the best, you know, thoughts of yourself and stuff like that. You know, because they're telling you, hey, you know, I thought you bought a camera and your images still don't look professional. Well, it's a work in progress, okay? Destiny demands diligence, okay? It's gonna take time for you to be great. And besides that, it's a great camera. So I just want to tell you guys about a few things that I think can help you guys. So here in the camera settings, I want you guys to go to the little toolbox icon. This is for anybody who has this camera already or who's going to get it. There's like a little toolbox looking icon. Okay? That's that one in the corner right there. All right? Go to that as soon as you get the camera. And then go to the tile menu. There you go, tile menu. And turn that on. And then go to the one below it called mode dial guide. It's hard to try to read everything when it's kind of flipped. But go to the mode. I'll select it in orange. The mode dial guide. Okay? And turn that on too. Because what that does, whenever you change modes in the camera, it gives you information on it. Now, if you're like me, the little dial on top, that dial there, I'm not going to focus on it because I don't feel like taking my hand off of the camera. But anyway, that little mode, it has, you know, different settings. And if you're like me, you don't know what any of that means. So, turning on that mode dial guide, it tells you in detail what all that means. You see? It tells you what that stuff means so that you're not sitting there lost. Turn that on, at least while you're getting to know your camera. I've had it for a month and I've turned it on. And those tiles, that just allows your camera to look like this. So you don't have to flip through a bunch of little tabs. And you'll see what I mean, a little bunch of red and black tabs. That allows you to get straight to what you want to get to. And know exactly what you're going to and what it's called. So, with that being said, please utilize those. Next piece of information. When you buy your camera, update it. Right in the box, it's going to come with, I forgot what kind of software, the version of it is, but you have to do an update. I suggest going to the Sony, their eSupport website, and looking up your model of camera, the A63, A65, and probably their R series cameras. I don't know. I don't have those, but I know for sure for the A63 and the A65, there are updates available. When I bought the camera, there was an update available. I did the update, and it brought me to version 2.0. Well, now it's February 3rd. Yesterday was the 2nd, and they let out a new firmware yesterday, and it's called Firmware Friday. And that would have been, like I said, on a Friday. So catchy, extremely catchy. But anyway, that software version is 2.01. So I'll show you guys that real quick, just to show you that I am running the latest software, and that's supposed to fix some of the shakiness that you may have, or the focus issues that you may have with your camera. So I suggest, you definitely take advantage of that, because it's only going to make you a better photographer, and it's only going to make your pictures look better in the end. So there it is. version 2.01. And then it tells me at the bottom the version of lens that I'm using. So that was really the purpose of me making this video. I just didn't want to take 30 seconds and say that and then have a 30-second video. I figured I'd tell you guys some things that I wish somebody else would have told me. So again, you know, sorry this isn't like the most professional YouTube video, but I'm not going for that right now, or else I wouldn't be shooting on a Note 8. You know, I'm really new to the game. I'm really just getting my feet wet with all this, and I just want to be able to help other people. So I hope that I've been helpful. I hope that everything that I've said has been useful. Again, remember to go into your settings and remember, you know, to tweak it. If you're just like me and you're just figuring out, like, okay, what does all this mean? It can be overwhelming, but you're not alone. There's a bunch of people pulling their fucking hair out. I'm one of them. That's why I'm wearing a hat. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. I got here. But again, if there's any questions or anything that I can help you guys with, please let me know. If you're interested in maybe seeing some of the quality of the photos that I have, you can look me up on Instagram. My username on Instagram is EST_1989 _. EST_1989 _. Okay, so I said it twice. There you go. So don't forget. Don't think that that's one. But yeah. So basically, established in 1989 is my username. But yeah, look me up, and hopefully you'll follow, and hopefully that I gave you guys some sort of useful information, and hopefully you'll keep passing it on, because it's really each one teach one. And remember, greatness comes with time. So take care, everybody, and I hope you have a good day. And who are you voting for to win the Super Bowl? You know, who's your pick? Is it going to be Eagles, or is it going to be the Patriots? I'm not going to tell y'all who I'm a fan of, but let's just say I'm patriotic.